God is exalted, but he reaches down to those who are in need, who call on his name. This psalm celebrates the fact that God is high and lifted up above all things, but he's also humble and attentive to the cry of the weak and the needy who call upon him. The psalm starts with a song of praise. I give thanks, O Lord, with my whole heart. Before the gods, I will sing your praise. Now, the mention of gods here doesn't mean they've got real existence, but Israel lived in a time when there were other nations with conflicting claims and with their gods. No matter how exalted they are within their culture, they have no real existence. Our God is the God of gods, and he is exalted above them all. And the end of verse 2, for you have exalted above all things your name and your word. It's a strange expression, but it means basically he's got the name above all names, and whatever other voices there are in the universe, what our God says is true. And he has the final word. He is truly exalted. And yet, verse 3, on the day I called, you answered me. My strength of soul you increase. God comes down to those who humble themselves before him and call out to him. He hears our cry. Now, David, you might say, who's writing this psalm, was no ordinary man. He was the king of Israel. But he wants all nations to be led to the same God and their kings to celebrate. The English Standard Version reads it as a predictive prophecy. The kings of the earth shall give you thanks. But I think the NIV says, may they. It's a longing of our hearts. Let your kingdom come, let your will be done. Let it be done in nations where at present they do not honour the name of our God as they should. For though he is high, he regards the lowly, but the haughty he knows from afar. God is looking for people who are humble, and he will respond to them. And the marvellous thing that's summed up in the last verse of this psalm is that when you call on God in your need, he takes your calls. The Lord will fulfill his purpose for me. God has a purpose for you as an individual. He's not just interested in those who are big names, as it were, in this present world. The really big names are people who humble themselves before God, call on him and give thanks. And the second thing about his purpose for us is that we should know his steadfast love. Your steadfast love, O Lord, endures forever. Just to enjoy him and to know him, that's part of our purpose. Do not forsake the work of your hands. Our confidence is in God, who started a good work in us and will carry it through to completion. Isn't it wonderful that we who are poor and needy, just ordinary people, can have such utter confidence in God to fulfill his purpose for our lives?